Hello, hello, welcome. I'm Robin Smith, and we are talking about 7 keys to relationship harmony. Tonight, we'll have a short talk today, but please say hello if you're watching either live or watching the replay. You can put hashtag replay. Let me know where you're listening from. I love to know where you are and what you're wanting also. And so go ahead and ask me questions as I'm going, or make comments to let me know what you're learning, what resonates, and any questions or things you want to add. I'm always loving to know what you want to contribute. So here we go. We are talking about, like I said, 7 keys to relationship harmony. And I want to let you know that this comes from a list that I created some time ago. It's actually, I have 14, so I'm going to give you the other 7 next week. And this comes from my own experience as a relationship coach, as well as from my experience in a relationship, a happy, healthy relationship that's going on 21 years now. At the end of this month. So these come in no specific order, but I'll start with what I consider the top 7 or the first 7. And like I said, you'll get the have a little discussion about it. And then again, I'd love to hear from you and let me know where you're listening from. So number 1, trust one another, right? It's really hard to open up, to have ease and connection in a relationship if you don't have a basic level of trust. And just to say that trust should not be earned easily or quickly. It's something that needs to be earned over time. So you shouldn't trust everybody, obviously, just if you don't know them. But in a relationship, you want to build trust, and trust gets built by people keeping their word, people following through on their intentions, people communicating clearly, and being, respectful and honest and things like that. So trust is key, is really foundational for having a healthy relationship. Number 2, tell the whole truth. So this is related to the trust, as I was just speaking about truth, but telling the whole truth means that it doesn't mean that you have to tell everyone everything you've ever thought of in your life or everything you've ever done. But telling someone the truth when it really matters to and is pertinent to your relationship, and you're not holding anything back that would be important for them to know, that will affect how they feel about you or their whole truth, really helps to, like I was saying, build a sense of trust and also a deeper connection. When we tell the truth, we're opening ourselves more and letting people into our hearts. So that's why I have that there, telling the whole truth. Moving on, expressing your needs and desires. This is something I teach about quite a bit in my year-long Rock Your Relationship Immersion program. We look at what might be in the way of our ability to express our needs and desires, what our fears might be about that, and our any old patterns that we have about feeling like our needs aren't important and things like that. But when we do express our needs and desires with a partner, with a loved one, a beloved, what we discover is that our needs get met much more likely than when we don't express them. And also when we express our needs and desires, it's another level of intimacy. We're showing somebody who we truly are, what's important to us. And so we're going to have a deeper connection again when we allow ourselves to express our needs and our desires. It's like another level of knowing someone when you share this information. We can talk about the world, we can talk about other people, we can talk about politics, the environment, whatever it is. But when we talk about ourselves and we share what's deeply true and meaningful and important to us, then we're opening the door to intimacy. So that's what you're getting so far from these keys I'm giving you. Here's another one that's helped me a lot, and something I've grown into through my relationship with Patrick is don't sweat the small stuff. The small stuff could be, whatever it is for you in your life and relationship, but For me, it was stuff around the house, the little things that didn't get cleaned, or stuff that was on the floor, just the little things that would bug me, and then I would pick at and make it into a bigger issue, which, it just wasn't that important. So for me, the more I could let go of the small stuff and really focus on what was most important and meaningful, then the more we could have a positive and happy relationship, which I feel like we're doing at this point. So that's a big one. And put a yes in the comment section if you tend to sweat the small stuff and you really see how that can undermine a quality of harmony in your relationship. And I'm just popping in the group to see, okay, if you're there. All right, moving on. We're getting to number 5. My number 5 here today is, as I said, 7 keys to relationship harmony you have a healthy and happy relationships are doing. So this next, so how do you do that, right? You need to find things that you enjoy doing together, ideally. And sometimes it can be simple, like watching a movie, or, making love, or hanging out with the dog or the grandkids or whatever it is. So either you are enjoying spending time together or finding things that you enjoy doing together, or you just have joy because you're together, whatever it is. This is important. Some elements, some quality of joy in your relationship, because why? Of course, otherwise it just feels like humdrum. It can feel like work. It can feel like just boring because there's no spark. So when you get that joy, as you've heard, I think Marie Kondo say, there's a spark, right? There's a spark of joy. You're lit up. You're having more fun. You're feeling more open too, more open-hearted, more easily accessible, more light. And that's I think is really important and often overlooked, right? Because we may have a list of like all the things that a partner should have, like financially stable and smart and sexy and whatever. But if we don't have some joy coming through, that it's just not going to be fulfilling and sustainable. And so we've got 2 more. Have outside sources of support. And I was just talking to someone today who was a little concerned because her partner relationship outside of his work life. And that puts a lot of pressure on someone when all your focus is on them and all your needs for support are on one person. It puts too much pressure on the relationship itself and on the other person. So it is really important to diversify, to spend time with other types of relationships, friendships, relationships with maybe family or coworkers, other types of relationships where you are getting different needs met, because one person cannot meet all of your needs. So pressure off of the relationship. You need to diversify and find other sources of support for you, so your relationship can be a little lighter. Okay, moving on to my number 7 for today. Accept all aspects of one another. Let's talk about this, because it doesn't mean, when I say accept, it doesn't mean you have to approve or like. Excuse me. So when I say accept, it means just that you can live with it. We are never going to like and approve of everything somebody does. It's, I think, next to impossible. We don't, we're not the same person. People are different. People have different preferences and different, ways of doing things and different thoughts about the world. And so we're not always going to agree or like what the other person has to say or do. But if you're going to have a lasting relationship that's happy and healthy, there has to be a deep level of acceptance for what is. I think that's really important. And ultimately a lot of liking going on too, right? A lot of approving and liking, but I'm just saying you don't have to approve and like everything to have a happy and healthy relationship. But we do need to be able to accept those things, even that are difficult to accept. Maybe you make different choices around. Patrick and I had different ideas about having life insurance, and he didn't want to have it, and I wanted him to have it, and he just said no, and I felt scared about that. And at some point, I just had to settle with that, the fact that he wasn't willing to do that and invest in that, and if I want to spend, and I had to accept, right? Even though I didn't like it and didn't approve, but it was more important to stay together for me than to like have that one thing work out in my way. So that's one example that I have from our relationship. And put an example if you have one of something that's been hard to accept in your relationship, but worth accepting it, as opposed to, leaving the relationship. So those are my 7 for now. And again, next week, I'm going to give you 7 more, or whenever you get back to it, 7 keys to relationship harmony and to lasting in your relationship, and I would think of those things as pretty similar, harmony and lasting. But as you probably know, some people have a lasting relationship and there's not a lot of harmony. Some people stay together probably a lot longer than they should. They're not that happy. They're frustrated. They're angry. They're complaining. They're hurting each other, but they stay together. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a harmonious relationship where you like being together, where your partner feels like they're your best friend, they're supporting you, you're getting most of your needs met there, or many needs met through the relationship. Harmony and happy and healthy relationship where you can work things out together, you can talk about the hard stuff, you can enjoy the good stuff, and overall you feel content, you feel comfortable, you feel safe and secure in your relationship. So those are some other qualities of what I consider a happy and healthy relationship. And we're going to, like I said, touch on some more practices, things that you can do to help yourself have a happier and healthier relationship when I return next week. So please put any questions here in the comment section. And I so appreciate you being here and being with me. And let me know if I can help you further. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.